Well, the time is just gone 8:57 a.m. and it is the blessed day of Friday, the Mubarak day of Jummah. And as always, we bring you Jummah inspirations, a wonderful nasiha with our honorable ulama. And this morning, we have the pleasure and the honor of our respected Moulana Ridwaan Lahe. Moulana, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jazakallah khairan so much for your time and welcome.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Jummah Kareem to all of you and all listeners.
Ji, Moulana, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The platform is all yours.
Jazakallah. نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم أما بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها النبي إنا أرسلناك شاهدا ومبشرا ونذيرا وداعيا إلى الله بإذنه وسراجا منيرا صدق الله العظيم وصدق رسول النبي الكريم. Honorable listeners, indeed we live in a world where there's a lot of challenges, and one of the challenges, despite the technology, is the challenge of communication. And we find today with technology, despite the distance, at the touch of a button, we can communicate very, very freely. And in spite of all of this, we find there's a lot of breakdown in relationships, in friendships, in business partnerships, all of this because we've not communicated properly. Now, as usual, when we have a problem, a challenge, we go back to Quran and Sunnah of Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we find that when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to communicate, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had a mannerism which we should adopt in our lives. We need to understand when Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to communicate with people, Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to communicate in such a way that Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used words where his words were constructive, not destructive. My Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used such words to uplift people, not to bring them down. Our Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam used words to guide people, not to condemn them. Now in today's world, we see communication so easy. It's, and we're not talking about only verbally, but even as far as our texts are concerned in the technology. A person just how we send a WhatsApp message, our post on Twitter, our upload on Facebook, on Instagram, the emails we send, all of this is part of communication. So first we need to understand that if we communicate not correctly or in a destructive manner or in a manner which we condemn other people, then undoubtedly we will be taken to task on the day of Qiyamah. That is why, whether it is verbally, digital, any way of act of communication should be done constructively, should be done in a way where we uplift people. One is we type a WhatsApp message. One is we receive a message, and without even verifying it, we forward that message. So we will be questioned with regard to that. When a message comes, we need to realize and understand, is this message going to benefit anyone, or is it going to be destructive to someone before we forward it to anyone? Today, unfortunately, we become so insensitive. Many a time on a family group, I would on the WhatsApp, I would now make mention of all the merits of my children, the accomplishments and achievements of my children, that my child did this and my child did that. And in the same group, there'll probably be a couple who for many, many years are trying to have a child and returning and making dua to Allah Ta'ala. How would this feel when they read and see all of this? So we need to be more sensible and understand that no matter what, whether it's digital or whether it's otherwise, we must communicate in such a way that we are a means of uplifting other people. When my Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, first thing Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, one of his qualities is كان لا يتكلم في غير حاجة. But Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam would only speak when it was extremely necessary, when it was important. So Nabi sallallahu, when one Sahabi came to Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam and asked, "O Prophet of Allah, man najat? What is the way to salvation? To be the pathway to salvation?" Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, "Alayka bituli samti." That train yourself, discipline yourself, that you keep quiet for lengthy periods of time. Now, our problem is we have this thing that, no matter what is the topic, I need to put my 5 cents. We have this compelling urge that I need to have this final say. I need to say something. My Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he never had, when he had to speak, he was never impolite, never rude, never harsh, never discourteous, never unrefined. Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, even if Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam had to guide someone or tell someone something, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would address it in such a way that this person wouldn't be offended. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would many times say, Ma balu akwamin. What is wrong with people that they are engaged in such and such activity? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam never focused on the individual, but on the issue. And this is one thing we need to learn. We need to discipline ourselves in a communication. I mean, how many marriages have broken the wrong words? Business relationships severed because the words are not correct. Partnerships dissolved, friendships shattered, countries gone to war. Why? Because not communicated correctly. So that is why we need to make sure that when we communicate in such a way that we uplift the next person. We don't bring the person down. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam quality was such, and many a times the person would say, you know what, that I was going through this and this, or I had this pressure. We imagine the pressure Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam went through. I was under, and despite all of that, I mean, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam had all the difficulties, all his enemies, the challenges, the provocations, the defiances. Despite all of that, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would not condemn. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam would find a way to build up, uplift the person. One young Sahabi comes to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and he comes into the Masjid al-Nabawi. Sahaba Ikram are present, and he comes to Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. O Prophet of Allah, give me permission to do zina, the act of adultery. Now you can imagine Sahaba Ikram are sitting there, and Sahaba Ikram are outraged that how can this young person come in front of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in such a Mubarak place in the house of Allah Ta'ala in Masjid al-Nabawi and ask such a question. My Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how he responded? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam did not respond in a harsh way, in a way that he condemned that young Sahabi, in a way that he brought him down, but rather my Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam uplifted him. Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, Ya Bunay, firstly, oh my beloved son, Ya Bunay, oh my beloved son. Imagine my son came to me and asked for something which is ridiculous. How do I respond? Or my student in the class, or my colleague at work, asking me for something which is outrageous. How would we respond? My Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam responded, Ya Bunay, oh my beloved son. So, do you have a mother? Do you have a sister? Would you like someone to commit zina or the act of adultery with your mother, with your sister? The Sahabi said, no. They said, that person you want to commit the act of adultery with, he's someone's mother, someone's sister. The Nabi answered this youngster in such a way that the person now, when he came to the masjid with his urge to commit zina, he left this company, he left Nabi Sallallahu, left the masjid in such that forget the act of zina, he never looked in the direction of a woman he was not supposed to look at. So this is us. We need to be like my Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. We need to be watch when we speak. Yes, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam was generous. We are frugal with our words when we're supposed to be generous. Sometimes, I mean, how many times we can give dua to a person? Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam will give dua to our people generously. A person come to us, we can give dua. That, oh may Allah Ta'ala accept you for Hajj, Umrah. May Allah Ta'ala give you good health. I know of our brother in our masjid, he's visually impaired at an advanced age. Whenever anyone meets him, he always gives them the dua, the two very famous duas everyone knows. And everyone will intentionally go and greet him so they can get these two duas. He'll always say, may Allah make all your work easy. May Allah never ever make you muhtaj or dependent on anyone. So we must be generous in our du'as. We meet anyone, give them du'as, a youngster, an old person. Give du'as. This is from the Sunnah of the Rasul. We need to make du'as. We need be disciplined in far as our communication is concerned. And by doing this, we will find how nice, how we will create such an environment around us where people will always want to be in our company. Not that person, when a person sees that person, oh, there's grumpy chacha coming, oh, there's this person eats lemons or something. No, no, no. We must be such that people are attracted because, after all, in the Quran, Allah Ta'ala says that me and you, kuntum khayra ummah, me and you, we are the best of nations. Why? Because ukhrijat linnas. We've been taken out to benefit people. We've been taken out to uplift people. We've been taken out so that we can be a means of guidance of people around us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless all of us with the ability and all the sifat, the qualities of our beloved Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala reward your efforts as well. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the ability to practice upon this wonderful nasiha. Very, very profound. Alhamdulillah. Jazakallah for that. And Allah make it easy for you as well, Maulana. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum salam wa barakatuh.
Moulana Ridwaan Lahir with us this morning. Wonderful nasiha this morning coming through on this blessed and this beautiful day of Jummah. We're going to go for a break, and we come back. We'll be ready for the next hour of news and views this morning.